In preparation for the interview, we spoke on the phone, right? And we spoke about the use of marijuana and the quality of modern marijuana. You discussed the intention, the importance of the intention of using the marijuana versus recreation. In your opinion, right, what should people consider or do before using herb in order to experience its full benefits?
It's a plant medicine. It's made to be truly medicinal. Most medicines now that are like digested into the body or absorbed into the body is, like we know, pills and these different injections and trinkets. Well, what we came from originally is that we would get these herbs, we would figure out the quality of these herbs, not only like marijuana and leafy things like that, and oregano and mushrooms and all these different things that grow from the ground, they grow from the earth. These were all tested by our ancestors before us, and that's how they realized these effects, and they were able to use it to heal, right? So they'll be like, oh, when I take this marijuana properly into my body, I'm able to help pass bowel. I'm able to be calm down my nervous system, so then I can be able to make a more accurate decision or whatever it may be, right? And so back in the day, they weren't having these certain things that modern day, whenever you're using marijuana and you're just rolling it up in a swisher, you're rolling up in these different things that are highly, highly chemical, right? There's no natural things that people are using it with these days. It doesn't have the same effects medicinally. It's now diluted the potency of it by almost 90%. So now you're just getting most of the paranoia, really, And so there's actually a sacred way to be using this. So the tradition of it would be passed down by actually ancestrally. So the best way they say to use the medicine was through a pipe, or like the old pipes that they use that they smoke tobacco from, and that would get passed down from your father, and it would be in a ceremonial fashion. So that means that you would first set an intention, and then you would get the dose, pray over that dose with the intention that you have for it. You would smoke it with that limitation, and then you would sit with it. You would sit with it and feel the process that are going into the body and watch how it heals. So then now you have built a relationship with that medicine. It's not just you just taking it, it's like whatever, let's go party. It's like you have sit with that medicine so you can see what is it doing to my body, and when it starts going out of your body and starts detoxifying out of your body as well too. So that's the medicinal way that it's supposed to be used, but it's not used like that, quite frankly, at all. It's just used to just smoke. So
Speak about the paranoia, because I'm an old head, so I'm out there, but I do hear a lot of brothers speaking about how this modern herb is, and I thought herbs supposed to cool you off, but they speak about the paranoia right now. So why are people smoking it so much to give them paranoia?
So with the paranoia, that mostly comes from like the brain chemistry. So usually some people, whenever they are they're usually in social settings and they're using it as some type of like coping mechanism. So they already have issues going on. They already have they're running away from something in their life. They don't have much stability in their mental health already, and so then they're just overindulging in it. And so what happens whenever you overindulge, and now that is so deeply enrolled to your bloodstream, and it starts getting to the brain, it starts working on the brain. Now the brain, the part of the brain where the frontal cortex is, so there's different lobes. There's the frontal cortex, the temporal lobes, and then you have the occipital lobe. Whenever that frontal cortex starts to get inhibited, now those things like paranoia and things can start encroaching, or anxiety can start encroaching on you, or someone feels almost like depressed, don't feel like eating, whenever after they got done smoking. All those.
I used to burn herb to help with my anxiety.
Yeah.
It's kind of wild for me to smoke herb and get anxiety
and get anxious. Yeah. And so
scary, actually.
yeah, man, honestly, and that happens to some people too. Is like when you and this isn't the overindulgence and not the the proper use of using it. While you're overindulging, you actually get negative effects.
I heard you speak about initially just talking about the proper dosage and the proper amount, and just sitting with that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And that's all. That's all dictated to based off of your tolerances. Some people try to like just blow their tolerances out of the water, you know, and you're supposed to you can just take like a certain amount or like a pinch, microdosing actually, and just for it to stimulate into the body and create that first relief of, and that's where you're supposed to settle there and sit
Not
with.
supposed to go highway up.
Yeah. Come back later, munchies out, and just like wondering where you been, where's everybody at, you know, and so, you know, that's my intake on that. But there's multiple different plant medicines where I feel are beneficial for the body, you know, and